Have you ever thought about whether traveling beyond the age of 70 is still a wise choice? Exploring new destinations and immersing yourself in different cultures can be thrilling, but there are significant risks that many older adults overlook until they are already confronted with them. As we grow older, both our bodies and minds undergo changes that can make travel more tiring, unpredictable, and potentially hazardous. While some may believe they can maintain the same pace they did in their younger years, the truth is that after 70, travel comes with distinct challenges that can turn an anticipated vacation into a stressful or even dangerous experience. In this video, we will highlight 5 key reasons why traveling past this age can be risky. From sudden medical emergencies to hidden financial dangers that can drain your funds, each point will shed light on the difficulties seniors may encounter while traveling. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of why extra precautions are necessary at this stage of life and how to travel more safely if you still decide to go on a trip. Stay with me until the end, because the final reason we discuss is one that many seniors fail to consider. Yet it's one of the most common ways travelers lose money, time, and peace of mind. Before we start, we ask you to like the video and leave a comment to help the channel grow. Subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay updated on our content. Now let's begin. First, let's talk about the heightened health risks and medical emergencies. One of the greatest concerns for those traveling past 70 is the increased likelihood of sudden health complications. Aging bodies become less resilient, and conditions like heart disease, hypertension, and respiratory issues can quickly escalate into emergencies when least expected. At home, accessing medical care is straightforward, but when traveling, especially in an unfamiliar place or foreign country, getting proper treatment can be far more challenging. A minor ailment that would have been easily managed at home can swiftly turn into a critical, even life-threatening issue when you are far from your usual healthcare provider. For many seniors, medical emergencies aren't just hypothetical. They are a very real possibility. Extended flights raise the risk of blood clots, commonly known as deep vein thrombosis. High altitudes can put strain on the heart and lungs, particularly for those with pre-existing conditions. Even mild dehydration or heat exhaustion can be far more severe in an unfamiliar climate. Older travelers are also more susceptible to infections, meaning exposure to new bacteria and viruses in different locations can lead to unexpected illnesses. Consider the case of James, a 74-year-old who had always loved traveling. He planned a 2-week cruise with his wife, believing it would be a relaxing way to visit new places without excessive physical exertion. However, on the 4th day of the trip, he developed intense chest pain. The ship's medical team provided basic care, but he urgently needed hospital treatment. Because they were far out at sea, he had to wait for an emergency evacuation to the nearest port, delaying proper care for hours. Thankfully, he survived, but the ordeal left him shaken. What was meant to be a dream vacation turned into a frightening experience, one he later admitted could have been avoided if he had assessed the risks more carefully. Another major concern is medical insurance. Many seniors assume their regular health coverage applies everywhere, only to discover too late that it does not cover treatment in another country. Without adequate travel insurance, hospital visits, emergency procedures, and even basic medications can lead to overwhelming expenses. Some seniors end up paying thousands of dollars out of pocket just to receive necessary medical care while abroad. So, what steps can you take? If you're over 70 and planning a trip, consult with your doctor first. Undergo a thorough health evaluation, discuss potential risks, and ensure you have all required medications with you. Research the healthcare system of your destination, and if you're traveling internationally, make sure you have comprehensive travel insurance that includes emergency evacuations and hospital stays. When it comes to health, preparation can mean the difference between an enjoyable journey and a disaster. Staying in good health is crucial to making the most of life beyond 70, but while medical concerns are a significant issue, they are not the only reason travel can be risky. Number 2, greater risk of infections and exposure to contaminants. One of the most underestimated dangers of traveling past 70 is the heightened risk of coming into contact with germs, viruses, and foodborne illnesses. Crowded airports, tightly packed airplanes, public transit, and even familiar restaurants create an environment where bacteria and viruses spread easily. For younger travelers, a mild cold or an upset stomach may be just a short-lived inconvenience. However, for seniors, these infections can lead to serious complications, extended hospital stays, or long-term health setbacks. A single trip can expose an older adult to more pathogens than they would typically encounter over several months at home, and in some cases their immune system simply isn't strong enough to combat them. As we grow older, the immune system naturally weakens, making recovery from infections more difficult. Respiratory illnesses, in particular, pose a significant threat to older adults. Research shows that seniors are more likely to suffer complications from influenza, pneumonia, and even common colds, especially when exposed to unfamiliar strains in different regions. Airplanes, in particular, serve as breeding grounds for bacteria. Passengers are seated closely together, inhaling recycled air for extended periods. Since airports accommodate travelers from all over the world, it's easy to encounter viruses that the body has never encountered before. Another major concern is food and water safety. Many travelers are eager to sample new cuisines when visiting foreign countries. However, for seniors, unfamiliar ingredients, spices, and preparation methods can cause digestive issues. Foodborne illnesses such as norovirus, E. coli, and salmonella tend to affect older adults more severely, leading to prolonged sickness, dehydration, and further weakening of the immune system. Additionally, locals may have developed immunity to certain bacteria in their water supply, whereas travelers have no such protection. Something as simple as drinking tap water or eating a salad washed in local water can result in severe stomach infections. Public restrooms, hotel rooms, and rental vehicles also harbor germs. Many people assume that a clean appearance means a space is sanitary, but surfaces like door handles, seat belts, and tray tables are often not disinfected as thoroughly as they should be. Seniors who rely on mobility aids such as canes or walkers are at an even higher risk, as they frequently touch public surfaces for stability. So how can older travelers protect themselves? If a trip is necessary, taking extra precautions is crucial. Wearing a mask in crowded settings, washing hands regularly, and carrying hand sanitizer can significantly reduce the chance of exposure to harmful germs. Sticking to bottled or filtered water, avoiding raw foods in unfamiliar locations, and opting for well-cooked meals can help prevent foodborne illnesses. Additionally, for international travel, receiving recommended vaccinations and carrying essential medications for digestive issues or respiratory infections is vital. Staying healthy while traveling is possible, but it requires careful planning, awareness, and a strong immune system. However, health concerns aren't the only challenge. There's another reason why traveling after 70 can become more exhausting than enjoyable. One that affects not just health but also finances and peace of mind. If you're still engaged with this video and find these insights helpful, leave a comment with number 2 to let me know you're following along. And if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do so, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on valuable content. Your support enables us to continue producing informative and inspiring videos. Now let's move forward. Research indicates that seniors traveling across multiple time zones often require more time to adjust, causing jet lag to linger longer than anticipated. This prolonged exhaustion can turn an otherwise pleasant trip into a draining experience, leaving travelers fatigued instead of refreshed. Another major concern is the physical strain of travel. Sitting for long hours on a plane, bus, or train can result in muscle stiffness, swollen joints, and an elevated risk of blood clots. For seniors with arthritis or circulation problems, prolonged travel can lead to discomfort that persists well beyond the duration of the trip. Even after arriving at the destination, the physical effort required for sightseeing, carrying luggage, and keeping up with planned activities can quickly become overwhelming. What starts as an exciting getaway can soon turn into a struggle to keep up. Take the case of Richard, a 75-year-old man who had always enjoyed traveling. After retiring, he and his wife planned a 2-week overseas vacation, expecting it to be as enjoyable as their previous trips. However, after a 10-hour flight, navigating a crowded airport, and adjusting to a 6-hour time difference, Richard felt drained before their adventure had even begun. By the second day, he found it difficult to walk long distances, had trouble staying alert during tours, and needed frequent breaks. By the time he finally adjusted, it was nearly time to return home, and he spent the following weeks recovering from the trip instead of reliving happy memories. Another common challenge for seniors is maintaining proper nutrition and hydration. Many destinations offer unfamiliar foods that can cause digestive issues, and staying hydrated while on the go is often neglected. Dehydration alone can result in fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, making even simple tasks feel exhausting. When combined with inadequate sleep and physical exertion, it becomes clear why many seniors end up feeling worse after a trip instead of rejuvenated. So, what's the best approach? If travel is unavoidable, seniors should incorporate rest days into their schedule, stay hydrated, and avoid planning back-to-back activities. Opting for shorter flights with layovers to allow movement, bringing healthy snacks, and scheduling time for naps can also help combat exhaustion. Most importantly, acknowledging personal limitations and adjusting travel plans accordingly is essential, because a vacation should be enjoyable, not an experience that takes weeks to recover from. The physical toll of travel is a significant concern for seniors, but it's not the only hidden risk. This brings us to number 4, the heightened risk of falls and injuries. One of the biggest dangers of traveling after 70 is the increased likelihood of accidents. As we age, balance, reflexes, and bone density naturally decline, making falls more dangerous. While a minor stumble at home may not seem serious, falling while traveling, especially in an unfamiliar setting, can lead to fractures, extended hospital stays, or even permanent mobility challenges. The reality is that a single fall can drastically alter a senior's life, turning a relaxing trip into a painful and costly ordeal. Many seniors don't realize how different travel environments can be from what they are accustomed to. Hotels, cruise ships, and historic sites often have uneven flooring, dimly lit staircases, or slippery surfaces, all of which increase the risk of falling. Some destinations offer little to no accessibility accommodations, making simple activities, such as boarding a bus or walking on cobblestone streets, unexpected hazards. In many locations, emergency medical services are not as quick or advanced as they are back home, meaning even minor injuries may take longer to treat, raising the likelihood of complications. Consider Linda, a 78-year-old woman who had always dreamed of visiting Europe. She was in great physical shape for her age and regularly walked in her neighborhood without any difficulty. However, when she arrived in Italy and faced steep, uneven streets, she quickly realized how challenging it could be. One evening, while stepping off a curb in a dimly lit alley, she lost her balance and fell hard, breaking her hip. She was rushed to a local hospital where doctors informed her she needed surgery. Not only did she have to cut her trip short, but she also spent months recovering after returning home. What was meant to be the trip of a lifetime became an experience she deeply regretted. Another key factor contributing to falls is fatigue. Travel often involves long days, irregular meal schedules, and disrupted sleep patterns, all of which can impair balance and coordination. When the body is fatigued, reaction times slow, making a stumble or misstep more likely. For seniors with arthritis or joint pain, long walks through airports, train stations, or tourist sites can cause swelling and discomfort, further increasing the risk of losing balance. So how can seniors minimize this risk? If travel is necessary, selecting destinations with good accessibility, steering clear of high-risk areas with uneven terrain, and always wearing proper footwear can help. Walking sticks, supportive shoes, and ensuring adequate rest can also make a significant difference. Most importantly, understanding personal limitations is essential, because no trip is worth compromising long-term mobility and independence. This brings us to number 5, travel insurance and financial risks. One of the most unexpected dangers of traveling after 70 isn't just related to health, it's the financial risks that come with it. Many seniors assume that if something goes wrong, they can rely on insurance or personal savings. However, the reality is that medical emergencies, trip cancellations, and financial scams can deplete a person's funds much faster than anticipated. For many seniors, a single unexpected event can transform a well-planned trip into a financial disaster, leaving them with overwhelming expenses and stress. One of the most significant financial risks is medical care abroad. Many seniors don't realize that their regular health insurance often doesn't cover treatment in foreign countries. This means that if they fall ill or suffer an injury while traveling, they could be responsible for thousands of dollars in medical expenses. Even in countries with more affordable health care, emergency medical evacuations, such as being airlifted to a well-equipped hospital, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without adequate travel insurance, seniors could face the choice of either paying an enormous bill out of pocket or going without necessary care. Then there's the issue of trip cancellations. Many seniors book trips months in advance, assuming they will be in good health when the time comes. However, life is unpredictable. Health issues can arise suddenly, forcing a trip to be postponed or cancelled entirely. Unfortunately, many airlines, hotels, and cruise lines have strict policies that don't allow refunds for last-minute cancellations, meaning seniors could lose thousands of dollars if they have to change their plans without proper travel insurance. Recovering that money can be nearly impossible. Beyond medical costs and cancellations, another major financial threat is scams and fraud. Seniors are often targeted by scammers who prey on travelers, using tactics such as fake taxi services, overcharging for basic goods, or elaborate schemes to steal credit card information. Many scammers specifically seek out older adults who appear unfamiliar with their surroundings, knowing they may be less likely to recognize a scam in real time. In some cases, criminals go even further by offering fraudulent vacation deals that turn out to be nothing but expensive traps. Consider George, a 76-year-old man who had always been careful with his money. He booked a dream vacation to a tropical island, making sure to budget for every part of the trip. However, upon arrival, he discovered that the hotel he had booked didn't exist. He had fallen victim to an online scam, and by the time he realized it, his money was gone. With no accommodations, he was forced to scramble to find another hotel, ultimately paying twice what he had originally budgeted just to have a place to sleep. What should have been a relaxing getaway turned into a stressful financial nightmare that followed him home. So, how can seniors protect themselves? First, always verify whether their health insurance covers international travel. If it doesn't, investing in a comprehensive travel insurance plan that includes medical emergencies and trip cancellations is crucial. Second, when booking travel, only use reputable companies and avoid deals that seem too good to be true. And third, exercise extra caution with finances while traveling. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Be mindful of who has access to credit card information, and never share personal financial details with strangers. While travel can be an exciting experience, these financial risks highlight why extra precautions are necessary after 70. The unexpected expenses, the risk of losing money to scams, and the unpredictability of medical emergencies make traveling a gamble that not every senior is willing to take. But does this mean you should never travel again? Not necessarily. Final thoughts. We've just covered 5 major reasons why traveling after 70 comes with serious risks. Risks that many seniors don't fully consider until they experience them firsthand. From sudden health emergencies to injuries, fatigue, infections, and financial risks, each of these challenges can turn what should be a relaxing trip into a stressful or even dangerous ordeal. While travel might seem like the perfect way to enjoy retirement, the truth is that after a certain age, it requires much more planning, caution, and awareness than it once did. But does that mean seniors should stop traveling altogether? Not at all. It simply means that those over 70 need to adjust their approach to travel. Instead of long, exhausting flights, demanding itineraries and destinations with potential health risks, it may be wiser to opt for closer, safer trips that don't put excessive strain on the body. Exploring local attractions, taking shorter vacations, or selecting destinations with reliable healthcare access can significantly improve both safety and enjoyment. Travel should add to your quality of life, not create new challenges that linger long after the trip ends. If you or a loved one is considering traveling after 70, take a moment to assess the potential difficulties. Is your health stable enough to handle the journey? Do you have the right travel insurance to cover unexpected costs? Have you chosen a destination that is safe and accessible for your specific needs? These questions may not be the most exciting to ask, but answering them honestly can help prevent unnecessary stress and hardship later on. At the end of the day, longevity isn't just about living longer. It's about maintaining quality of life, independence, and peace of mind. If avoiding unnecessary travel means staying healthier and safer, then it may be worth reconsidering the risks before booking that next flight. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one key takeaway from this discussion and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights matter to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments motivates and encourages us to continue providing valuable content. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to keep creating content designed to inform and inspire.